Hey, so guys, it seems like every year there's a whole new set of travel rules that we travelers needs to navigate through, and 2025 happens to have a different set of rules from last year. Starting in May, we're seeing some of the biggest changes to air travel in decades. And believe me, these changes are going to affect everyone. We're talking potential stress and headaches at the airport, new passport procedures, and even some not nice, surprising changes for those of you thinking of travelling to Europe. Now I know what you're thinking. Lee, is this going to be another one of those videos that makes me want to just stay home? Not at all. The goal here is to inform and empower you, so plan ahead, not scare you. We're going to break down each of these changes step by step, so you'll know exactly what to expect and how to prepare. Think of this as your friendly guide to stress-free travel in 2025. We're going to cover everything from the real ID deadline to new passport requirements, changes in Europe's entry system, and even some good news for families flying together. So grab your travel notebook, get comfortable, and let's make sure you're ready to tackle your next adventure being well-informed and confident. All right, let's dive right into the big one, the Real ID Act. Starting May 7th, 2025, that old driver's license you've been carrying around might not cut it for domestic flights anymore. You'll need a Real ID compliant license, which you can identify by a star in the upper right corner of the card. It will be a gold or black star, depending on your state, and signifies that the license meets federal security standards set by the Real ID Act of 2005. If your license does not have this star, it is not Real ID compliant, and you may need to update it before you can use it for boarding domestic flights or entering federal facilities after the enforcement deadline on May 7th, 2025. The TSA is serious about this one, and about 70% of states are on track to meet the deadline. If you don't have a Real ID, don't panic. You can still fly with other forms of identification, like a valid passport or a global entry card. To get a Real ID, visit your local DMV. Check your state's DMV website for specific requirements. Generally, you'll need your passport or birth certificate, proof of residency, and your social security card. Many DMVs now require appointments, and there might be an extra fee for the Real ID. Processing times can vary, so don't wait until the last minute. Keep your current ID until your new one arrives. Some states are even offering digital Real IDs, so check if yours is one of them. It's all about making travel as smooth as possible, right? Now, let's talk about passports. The good news is that the State Department has introduced online passport renewals, making the process much smoother. This online renewal option is only available for those over 25 with a regular tourist passport that's between 9 and 15 years old. You need to be currently living in the US, have a passport in good condition, and have the physical document in your possession. The new system is strict about passport photos, no selfies, glasses, or head coverings. The photo needs to be recent. Once you apply online, your old passport is immediately invalidated. Processing times are currently taking at least 8 to 10 weeks. Payments are secure, and you can track your application online every step of the way. Save digital copies of everything. Your application, your confirmation, everything to stay organized and quickly reference back to them when needed. For those of you planning for European adventures this 2025, listen up. The European Union is introducing a new travel authorization system called ETIAS. Starting in the second quarter of 2025, Americans will need to obtain this ETIAS approval before setting foot on European soil. The application process is entirely online and only costs $7.50. Once approved, it's valid for 3 years. Apply before you book your trip because the system conducts automatic background checks. ETIAS approval is required for all non-EU visitors, even for short trips. Children need approval too, but they're exempt from the fee. Most approvals are issued within minutes, but some might take up to 14 days, so apply well in advance. Double-check your passport details when applying. Even a small error can cause delays. Once approved, your ETIAS authorization is electronically linked to your passport. Keep a copy of your approval email handy. This authorization covers 27 EU countries, plus Iceland, Norway, and Switzerland, allowing multiple entries up to 90 days within each 180-day period. Renew it at least 3 months before it expires, and be prepared for longer processing times during peak travel seasons. Number 4, liquid rules. Back to basics. Remember those relaxed liquid rules the EU was planning? Well, scratch that. They've been cancelled due to technical issues with the new scanners. So we're back to the good old 100 milliliter, or 3.4 ounces, limit per container for liquids in your carry-on bags. All your liquids need to fit snugly in a clear, quart-sized bag. Medications, baby food, and breast milk are still allowed in larger quantities, but you'll need to separate them from your other liquids and declare them at security. Consider switching to solid toiletries like shampoo bars and conditioner bars. They take up less space and won't count towards your liquid allowance. Always double-check the specific policies of the airport you're flying from and any airports you'll be connecting through. Chapter 5. Baggage Size, Decoding the Maze. Airline baggage rules can be a real head-scratcher. European airlines seem to have a knack for keeping us on our toes. Some airlines might allow a 22-inch bag on board. Others have a stricter limit of 21 inches or even smaller. Weight limits vary, with each airline having its own idea of what's acceptable. First things first, always measure your luggage before packing, including wheels and handles. A bag around 21 by 14 by 9 inches is generally a safe bet across most carriers. Double-check the baggage restrictions on your airline's website before you fly. A luggage scale is worth the small investment to avoid hefty overweight baggage fees at the airport. Use the luggage measuring boxes at the airport to help you. Keep a screenshot of your airline's size chart handy on your phone. Consider packing a smaller, squishable bag inside your main carry-on, just in case you need to downsize at the gate. Embrace the art of packing light. The less you bring, the fewer headaches you'll have with weight restrictions. Now, here's some good news, especially for those of you traveling with little ones. Starting in 2025, airlines will be required to have clear and consistent rules for family seating on all US flights. Any child under the age of 13 must be seated with at least one parent, with no extra fees, even for basic economy tickets. When booking your flights, always request family seating. Most airlines allow you to choose your seats online. If you can't select seats right away, check back 24 hours before departure when online check-in usually opens. Keep your children's age documents handy, especially if they're traveling on lap infant tickets. In the unlikely event that the airline tries to separate your family, document everything and explain that you are entitled to sit with your children. Airlines are now required to have systems in place to prevent family separation during the booking process. The end result should be the same. Families sitting together, enjoying their travels without the added stress of being separated. We've all been there, stuck at the airport due to delays or cancellations, feeling frustrated and helpless. Starting in 2025, airlines will be required to automatically refund passengers for significant delays and other travel disruptions. Any delay over 3 hours will trigger an automatic refund. If your bags are lost, you'll receive a refund for your baggage fees within 12 hours. Airlines will now be required to offer 5-year vouchers for cancelled flights. Keep a close eye on your flight status and take screenshots of any delay or cancellation notifications. Save all your airline emails and messages, and don't toss those boarding passes or baggage receipts. They can be crucial evidence if you need to file a claim. If you encounter any issues, start the claim process as soon as possible. Most airlines have apps or online portals for submitting claims. Check your credit card benefits. Many cards offer additional travel protection and insurance. Understand what constitutes a significant delay. Weather-related delays might be subject to different rules. Once you've filed a claim, save your claim number and check on its status regularly. Knowing your rights as a passenger can make a world of difference when it comes to navigating those unexpected travel hiccups. Get ready for a more seamless and efficient airport security experience. In 2025, airports across the US will be rolling out major security upgrades. Las Vegas is leading the charge, testing a new self-service security system for pre-check passengers. You'll be able to breeze through security without having to dig through your bags for liquids or electronics. If all goes well in Vegas, this new technology will quickly make its way to other airports across the country. International travel is getting an upgrade too. Some connecting flights will no longer require a second security check. Face recognition technology is also expanding to airports across America, starting with pre-check lanes. The key to navigating these new security measures is simple. Be prepared. Keep your documents handy and follow the instructions on the new high-tech scanners. Different airports might be using different systems during this transition period, so be patient and embrace the future of airport security. So there you have them, your essential guide to the biggest travel changes coming in 2025. I know it seems like a lot to take in, but trust me, with a little preparation and these insider tips, you'll be navigating airports and crossing borders like a seasoned pro in no time. Now I'm curious to hear from you. Which of these changes surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and travel pals. They'll thank you for it. And hey, if you're planning a trip, be sure to check out our other video on top 10 breathtaking spots to visit in Italy. I will link it below. I will see you in the next video. Bye.